Okay guys, hello and welcome to my Dust 2 guide. Today I will be showing you how to approach the CT site in general, also how you should play on A, how you should play in middle, and how you should play on B. And the best trick I will show you at the end, which is for the T side, which is very easy. But let's start with the CT side first. So typically you are playing 3 people towards A. Normally the AWP is playing around here, you guys take long, and so on and so on. If you want to take long in the beginning, you can start doing it with 3 people, but you can also do it with 2 people. If you're playing, for example, Face It with 1 premate, then what you need to do is you come in this corner, you aim right here, jump throw. Now the guy who runs long drops an extra flash here, and the guy who smoked comes here, throws a flash. If he gets confirmation they're out long, he can flash one more in the back. It's important that the second flash is more deep compared to the first one, which pops like here. It's important because the first guy who goes long is doing this molo. He dodges flashes. Now he will hear the smoke bloom in the doors. And if they're out long, he will call for an extra flash. Now the extra flash should be more towards this side, because every T that goes out long and will be running towards blue will be blind. If he runs closer to here, to the corner, he will also be blind by the same flash. And you can do this with 2 people or with 3 people. You can also fake this, for example, that one person is going alone long, and this guy is throwing the smoke and instantly goes short. And then the guy who is solo long, he will just do it himself. Meaning, he will come here, throw the molo, make sure that you're not exposed to the doors when you're throwing it, then he can throw one flashbang himself. The reason why you don't always have to be 3 people A or 2, or even take A long alone with one guy smoking, is because now you can just easily jump up short. And now we will move on to the middle part of the map. There's like a rule you should follow. If your teammate is in lower, there should always be one guy in short. So you can do this as well with your premate and Face It. And the reason for that is very simple. If your teammate is lower behind the box here, let's say he's chilling here, you are on short, you can safely jump spot. Now the jump spot you should do from left to right, like this. Because if you do it like this, you might get killed, because you're longer exposed in the air. So you could do this, jump spot, and now you see someone and you nade. And all the meanwhile, your teammate is in lower. And he can then, on timing, peek or let them come in. Because normally the T will not expect you when you are jump spotting here. And that's a free kill for you. Now, as I said earlier, it's good to start one A long, because if he gets the confirmation while he goes long that the T's are taking long, then we already have one guy in short and we have one guy in lower. And then typically the AWPer likes to start in middle as well. Now there's a very easy smoke HE you should learn. This is the smoke that the T's are normally using. It will block the whole double doors from top to bottom. You can use this on the T side for yourself. And the easiest counter for that is, when you're here, you just get stuck in this corner and aim here, left click. Then you can see the whole top middle. And this person in combination with the short guy and the lower guy, then you have a really good early round setup. And like I said, it's all based on what information the long guy gets. Now again, if you feel like that the enemies are taking long this round, you can start 3 long.
Today's video sponsor is GoGo Case. Use my code Crystal for a 35% deposit bonus, or use the code Crystal free, which gives you $1 for free if you are new on the site. You can open cases, do contracts, or upgrade your skins. They have many deposit methods such as bank, crypto, and more. But for me, the best one is using your old skins that you don't need anymore, and you can just get new ones. Check out the link in the description below to support me. And now let's continue with the video.
Remember 18 plus.
Now we're coming to the B side of the map. So the guy that goes into lower, this is normally the B rotation guy. If you are not going in lower, you can start early B and just go towards car and listen. You get so much information. You get information by sound cue, if there's anything in tunnel and how many. So let's say you hear one guy in tunnel. Before you even went to B, you are crossing here. Maybe you see an AWP shooting, so you know 2 players. Then when you are here, maybe your teammate says, there are 2 flashes long. Now it's important to note that when the T's are pressuring long with flashes, by experience, you should know that this right now was only one person. What I mean is, if the flashes are exploding close to each other, you know already there are 2 people here. And this is obviously not every round like this, but this is how, as a B player, you gather your information. And it's important that you gather this information, because this is how you determine if you should use the smoke early on B or not. Because obviously, if there's an AWP and suicide shooting, your teammate on long says, many flashes long, and you hear one guy lower, there's no reason for you as a B rotation player to use your smoke. Now, on the other hand, if it's silent on the map, then you can, of course, use your smoke. but you can still orientate yourself towards middle in the beginning, because your teammate on B now still has a smoke left and flashes. And if they were actually to explode B, you can flash for him. Now, as mentioned earlier, there's like this door smoke. And if it's a default round as a rotation player, you can also play around middle doors and listen. This is still good. It's especially good if your op is doing the starter that I just showed with the HE. Because if you as a rotation player have an HE, you can drop it here for your op. Because you don't normally need it on B. As a B player, the best start what you can do, obviously, is do the mono. You can go side and just dodge early flashes. If it's in B rush, normally this is how it looks. There will be probably coming one flash like this, and then the follow-up flashes will be here. So you only really need to dodge the first flash, and then you can peek from here. If they are rushing through the molo, they will have to extinguish it, and you have advantage. And you dodge all the flashes that are coming here. Now, if you're the rotation player again, and you want to use your HE for B, you can also just hold an HE, and as soon as you hear the smoke extinguishing the molo, you just release it, and you just hold. You slow them, they have to run through the smoke, it's 3 kills. So now that out of the way, we have every position kind of covered in the beginning, at least in the early round. So everything that I just showed was the early round. So early round is typically when you run out of spawn and then for like, let's say 10 to 20 seconds. This is like the early round. So what do you do in the mid round? So mid round would be, let's say you guys have long, and let's say nothing is happening on the map. A very strong setup, of course, always is one guy in pit. Pit is better than, let's say you play all in here, or all in here. Because in pit, you can survive, and your teammate, which is typically the op is typically mid-round here, holding short, he can just turn around and flash for you. But if you're instantly dying when they're coming long, he cannot flash for you anymore. So if you're a long player, pit is a good position. And here, of course, you can do a timing peak. Utility we need to know from here is, so my lineup is this line, and you want to hit the wall below the line with your smoke. So like this. This is not even the best one. I slightly misaimed. It depends on the angle you're taking. So I need to walk out a little bit more to the right. Because the smoke should ideally go into the double doors, like this. And now the T can't even lurk behind the smoke out. And you are completely safe. So try to make your angle not like this, but a little bit like this and throw it. You're completely safe. And you smoke doors. Now the second thing that's important for a long player is you save your flash. You don't just waste your flash. Because if they're coming short, the same applies to you. If your teammate is here holding and they're coming short, you can flash in his back. So what I often see is people throwing the flashbang like this. Don't be that guy, because this flash is fucking useless. I will show you. If you throw the flashbang like this and you are a T, you coming here, yeah, you're not really blind. So what that means is try to have the flash explode as close as possible in the back of your teammate, or even throw it here. As long as you call for the flash, your teammate can dodge it, and like look how much difference it makes. Like it's a huge difference. So just keep that in mind, that this flash matters. Use your microphone if you're playing Face It, so your teammate cannot flame you, because you might have blinded him. So yeah, as an AWPer, there's also one rule that is very important. If you want to recontact with an AWP, because I think this is a very strong play to do, meaning if you feel like, okay, there are many middle, they just used, for example, this model here. So you still know, okay, they're not that far already, so you can still either go up here, but you can also go up here, and why I like this is you can just contact this angle. Because normally, if the T's are in short, if you contact this angle, you should get a free kill. Because you can just take a shot and drop down. Now, the important thing is, I would not do this if you are only 2A. Meaning, if there's a player long and you are the only other A guy, I think this is a bad play. Why? Because if you miss your shot here, you need to drop, and you know it yourself. When you're a T and the AWP misses, you like to just hunt him. So this is like an instinct reaction. Like, people do this as T. And you would probably also do it. So how can you abuse this? Is, first of all, if you do this, you can have either a second guy here just holding, because if the AWP drops, they will just aimlessly run and you get a free kill. Or you can be here on site, and as soon as the AWP shoots, you can nade and hold. So in short, you should do this recontacting play only when you have 3 people A. If you have 3 A, what is also very nice, you can hide here with rifle. AWP can play here, hold middle, whatever. And then if they come short, like there isn't really a big lineup, you just throw a left click flash. You can throw it from ramp, like this, or you can throw it from side, like this. So my lineup is basically, you go this line up, and then a little bit to the right, from both positions. And that's a very good play to set up your rifle, because normally the rifler will hear the steps when they're coming, and yeah. Okay, now the last thing on CT side, what I think is super, super important is HEs. If you have an AWP, you can use the breaker smoke from here. But the rotation player on Dust 2, the rifle, he basically decides a lot, because he can play in CT spawn here. If he plays in CT spawn here, you can ask your B rotation player to come closer to you as well. Because now if the beast with smoke comes, I will show you the beast with smoke, which is you go in this corner, crouch. Not this area, but the next one. There's a black dot, and you aim left of it, crouched, and you do jump throw. This is the best beast with smoke, by the way, because it will go on top, and the AWP in city spawn cannot look over anymore. I will compare to the very bad beast with smoke, which is this one. It's still okay, but yeah, you can look over. What I'm getting at is if the rotation player plays here and he has Molo, because normally the rotation player has Molo, as soon as the smoke comes, what you can do is you just throw the Molo, and you can also block the smoke. You can often just be in city spawn. If the guy is like going out, you should still have like advantage if you do this. And now if the smoke is coming, I will instantly pull out my Molo. I hope you have it binded. I have it binded on Y. So if the smoke comes, I pull this, I do this, and normally I can block the smoke right here, because the smoke is flying like this. So you block the smoke, it's on the ground, you Molo it, and you can go to this corner. Now you listen. If he actually goes through the Molo, if not, you have middle for free. And you can go to here. And you basically block their B-split. And if you have another smoke left, you can even smoke after this. Because if you are a T and you get smoked off here, what is your instinct again? Oh, let's go sure. And then you're already on your way to A side. So you are basically forcing them into you and into the AWP. Same thing applies here. If you are here, and let's say you know they are not short yet, you can just throw this smoke, and you can play around TT spawn for 15 to 20 seconds. Like the smoke is up 20 seconds. So what I always do is I look at the time. Let's say the smoke bloomed at 33 now. Ah, fuck, I didn't throw it. 31. Okay, 32. So at 12, the smoke will fade. Meaning you have a rotation timer where you can do other things. And that's the same thing with short. If you know you throw the smoke at 20 seconds now, I would know I have a timing window to play in middle and help my teammate block B-split for the next 20 seconds. And if they actually manage to go through the smoke, you will hear it because you hear the sound cues. Oh yeah, I forgot about the breaking HE. So why the HEs are very important for the rotation player, and why you should, for example, have maybe one HE always here in spawn, or ask someone to drop HE. Because if the beast with smoke comes, but let's say you're out of position, you have a smoke, you have an HE, and you can just break it. And you can peek. And not only you can peek, but your AWP as well. Even if you're playing like here behind the box, and let's say you're low HP, whatever reason, you don't want to peek here and block the smoke, you can actually have break it, peek it, you have another HE here, peek, nothing, and you break it again. And that's very, very OP STT. You can do the same thing as an AWPer, by the way. Let's say you play here. Or let's say you have a 4v4, your rotation player is dead, but you have an HE. If this smoke comes, you can throw the HE from here as well. I will show you how it would actually look. So this is the same lineup, by the way, from the box, but just from above. I have two lineups, one from bottom, one from top. So if you are here, these bits will come, you throw the breaker HE, and you can peek. Maybe you get a kill, and yeah, it just makes your life easier. So never on CT side, just throw away your HEs. If you really know there are many short, I think this is fine. To throw it here or throw it even deeper, this is completely fine. But in generally speaking, you want to think long term. Yeah, this is the CT side guide. I will do a T side guide in the future, but the best trick I can already say on Dust 2, on T sides, which will make your life 10 times easier, is if you have one guy long and he tells you if it's heavy or light long. Heavy meaning there are two long, and light means there's minimum or maximum one. Why is this important? What I stated earlier, if you know there are two long, there can of course still be someone in short, but like I said earlier, we established already, the A side is normally played by 3 people. Meaning if you know there are 2 people long or they started long. So how do you find this out? One way is if they do 2 Malos. Another way is if there comes an HG or a Molo and a flash at the same time. or if they just double nade, of course. Like any of these things is an indicator that they are too long. Another indicator is, let's say they double nade and the flash comes at the same time, then you know 3 people long. So basically, just by a player starting long, you get so much information, and if you get this information, you can just for free take short. And it's important for your lower player as well. If I'm the lower guy, and I know now my teammate says they started heavy long, I know, okay, there maybe is one guy here. Ideally, on the T side, you want to combine this with one guy doing the long information thing, and one guy in suicide is doing this. I do this a lot if you watch my streams, by the way. Go check out my stream. Wenn ich jetzt noch einmal blind bin. Digga! Ich bin blind! Twitch.tv/kRYSTAL. I'm really bad at advertising for myself. But I do this right here a lot. Like I jump down here, I jump spot. Okay, I know nothing lower. And now I do the door smoke, and I do the short mollo. Keep in mind, it's the CT mollo, the T mollo will be spreading more. So now, I guaranteed for my lower player, nothing is lower, and I smoked him doors already. And he can take short for free. And if he gets the info there heavy long, like it's just free map control. And we take short. Now, reverse roles, if we know light long, what I would call for my lower player is care. It's not care that there are many short. What you can do in short lower then very easy. You go to this box, to this corner here. Doesn't matter. You're not exposed. You can say like this. Aim here. Double click throw. This flash cannot be heard or seen. I will put a bot here. I will just stand myself here for a second. So normally nobody would even stay like this. But like you saw the flash for half a second, but nobody stays like this. But it also, why it's good, it also blinds the boost. And there's no way to dodge it. And this is what I would do if I know it's light long and there's a potential that it's heavy short. I do this flash and I peek. I even jump spot maybe once. Okay, there's nothing. Now the smoke doors here is already. I can maybe nade because I know there's a high chance there are shorts. And I try to take this position. And then it's all the same again. You do this, have a teammate hold you. He cannot be in this position and you take short. But yeah, for T side, next time more. I hope you enjoyed this guide. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I forgot something or maybe something that you find helpful in Faceit, or maybe I'm just too used to team play. Maybe in Faceit with the Russian guys, you need some different things, for example, +W. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Yeah.